There is a power within us, a fortress of clarity and resilience that the tides of life can neither breach nor erode. The ancient wisdom of Stoicism teaches us how to fortify that inner citadel. In embracing this philosophy, we are not chasing the fleeting winds of happiness but striving for a deeper mastery over ourselves and our perceptions. Let us uncover 10 Stoic rules for a better life, inspired by the timeless teachings of Seneca, Epictetus, and Marcus Aurelius. These are not mere guidelines. They are disciplines for those ready to confront life's chaos with fortitude and grace. 1. Master the art of perception. If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself but to your estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke at any moment. Marcus Aurelius. The way we perceive events shapes our reality. Life is indifferent to our suffering, but our interpretation determines whether we falter or stand firm. A challenge is nothing more than an event, neutral until we ascribe meaning to it. For example, losing a job might seem catastrophic, but viewed differently, it could be an opportunity to grow, to reinvent oneself, or to find a more fulfilling path. Perception is like a lens. If it is smudged with fear, anger, or prejudice, it distorts everything we see. Mastering perception begins with awareness. Start by pausing when faced with adversity. Ask yourself, is my reaction to this event helping or hindering me? Could I view this situation in a more empowering light? Consider the example of a long delay at an airport. Instead of succumbing to frustration, use the time to read, reflect, or engage with someone nearby. By practicing mindfulness and questioning your initial reactions, you can gradually reframe your perspective on life's challenges. Journaling is another powerful tool. Write down your thoughts, then analyze them for distortions. Over time, this discipline sharpens your ability to respond with wisdom rather than impulsiveness, turning hardships into stepping stones for growth. 2. Control what you can, accept what you cannot. Make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens. Epictetus. We hold dominion over our thoughts, actions, and choices, but the external world remains wild and unpredictable. Recognizing this distinction is liberating. Imagine standing in the midst of a storm. You cannot stop the wind, but you can steady your footing and brace yourself. To truly embody this principle, begin by cataloging what lies within your control. Your thoughts, your actions, and your intentions are entirely yours. External events, a delayed flight, a sudden illness, or even the opinions of others, are beyond your power to dictate. Shift your focus to what is actionable. If confronted with failure, examine your role in it and resolve to do better. If faced with an unchangeable setback, release the desire to alter it. Acceptance is not passivity. It requires immense courage to let go of what you cannot change and devote yourself fully to what you can. By doing so, you conserve energy that would otherwise be wasted on frustration and despair, directing it instead towards meaningful progress. Engage in daily reflection. What situations today challenged this principle? How did you respond, and how might you do so differently next time? Over time, this practice strengthens your ability to navigate life's uncertainties with grace. 3. Practice voluntary discomfort. Set aside a certain number of days during which you shall be content with the scantiest and cheapest fare, with coarse and rough dress, saying to yourself the while, "Is this the condition that I feared?" Seneca. Modern conveniences lull us into complacency. We become dependent on comfort, fearing its absence and forgetting our natural resilience. Voluntary discomfort is a Stoic practice designed to shatter this illusion, fostering both gratitude and strength. Imagine spending a week living minimally, sleeping on the floor, eating only plain rice, or walking long distances instead of using transport. These exercises reconnect us with the essentials of life. Discomfort teaches us that we can endure much more than we think. It also exposes the luxuries we mistake for necessities. Consider fasting not just from food, but from digital devices or social media. Such abstinence sharpens the mind, making us more self-reliant and less swayed by external dependencies. Reflect on how these exercises make you feel. Does fasting from a habit reveal its grip on you? Do you feel more free or more enslaved? Regularly confronting controlled discomfort builds resilience, gratitude, and a deeper appreciation for the simple aspects of life, such as the warmth of a bed or a nourishing meal. 4. Temper emotions with reason. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. Marcus Aurelius. Emotions are like fire. They can illuminate and warm, or they can consume and destroy. Anger, fear, and grief are natural, but they must not command us. Tempering emotions requires both awareness and practice. Start by observing your emotional triggers. What situations provoke anger or anxiety? What lies beneath these reactions? Often they stem from unmet expectations or false assumptions. Once identified, apply reason. For example, if someone insults you, remind yourself that their words reflect their character, not yours. Pause, breathe deeply, and consider the most virtuous response. Meditation can help sharpen this skill, teaching you to witness your emotions without judgment. Imagine your mind as a calm lake. External events may throw stones, but you can choose whether to let ripples disrupt the surface. Journaling your feelings and reviewing past emotional reactions can reveal patterns and help you chart a course toward greater equanimity. Over time, this practice cultivates inner strength, allowing you to face life's storms with clarity and poise. 5. Contemplate mortality daily. Let us prepare our minds as if we'd come to the very end of life. Let us postpone nothing. Let us balance life's books each day. Seneca, death is the great equalizer, a truth that humbles kings and commoners alike. Yet far from being morbid, reflecting on mortality inspires urgency and gratitude. Imagine how your perspective shifts when you view each moment as potentially your last. The petty grievances, the wasted hours, they lose their allure when you grasp the fragility of life. Create a ritual to anchor this practice. Begin each morning with the phrase memento mori. Remember you will die. Reflect on what truly matters: relationships, meaningful work, acts of kindness. Let this awareness guide your priorities. Before sleeping, review your day. Did you live with intention? Did you express love and gratitude? Write down what you would do differently if you had only one day left, and make efforts to align your life accordingly. By balancing life's books daily, you ensure that when death comes, it finds you prepared and unburdened. 6. Cultivate inner independence. Man is disturbed not by things but by the views he takes of them. Epictetus' freedom is not the absence of constraints but the mastery of one's inner world. External achievements, wealth, power, fame, are fleeting and fragile. True independence lies in detaching your self-worth from these transient markers. Start by identifying what you depend on for validation. Is it the approval of others? The accumulation of possessions? Once aware, practice releasing these dependencies. This does not mean abandoning ambition or relationships, but approaching them with a sense of autonomy. Live by your principles, not by the expectations of society or peers. Inner independence is the armor that shields you from disappointment, granting you unshakable peace in the face of loss or failure. Ask yourself regularly, how much of my happiness depends on external conditions? Then, set small challenges to test this reliance. For instance, refrain from seeking praise for an achievement or take pride in a private accomplishment. Each step toward inner independence builds a fortress of strength within. 7. Embrace the role of the observer. Observe always that everything is the result of change, and accustom yourself to consider that the nature of the universe loves nothing so much as to change. Marcus Aurelius. To be an observer is to step back from the chaos of life and see its patterns with clarity. Detachment does not mean disengagement, but understanding the impermanence of all things. Every success and failure, every joy and sorrow. They are but fleeting moments in the vast flow of existence. Practice this perspective by imagining yourself from a distance. Visualize your life as a play, with you as both actor and audience. How would you view your current struggles if you were watching them unfold on a stage? This shift in perspective fosters wisdom, helping you navigate life's ups and downs with grace. 8. Prioritize character over comfort. Wealth consists not in having great possessions but in having few wants. Epictetus. Comfort is a seductive trap, but character is what endures. In moments of choice, ask yourself, does this decision build my virtue or merely satisfy my immediate desires? Reflect on the legacy you wish to leave behind. Wealth and possessions are temporary, but the impact of your integrity and kindness endures. Strive to act in ways that align with your highest principles even when it is inconvenient or difficult. By prioritizing character, you cultivate a life of meaning and inspire others to do the same. 9. Live in accordance with nature. Nature does nothing in vain. Aristotle. Nature operates with balance, efficiency, and purpose. To live well is to align yourself with this natural order. Recognize that struggle and growth are intertwined, as are rest and effort. Spend time in nature to remind yourself of this truth. Observe how the seasons change, how rivers flow effortlessly towards their destination. Emulate these patterns in your life. Work diligently but rest when needed. Strive for growth but accept setbacks as part of the process. Living in harmony with nature means accepting life's cycles and finding peace within them. 10. Serve the greater good. What is not good for the hive is not good for the bee. Marcus Aurelius. We are interconnected, bound by the threads of humanity. True fulfillment lies not in self-centered pursuits, but in acts of service. Reflect on how your actions, even small ones, contribute to the well-being of others. Consider volunteering, mentoring, or simply offering a kind word. These acts ripple outward, strengthening the fabric of society. In serving the greater good, you find purpose that transcends personal gain, anchoring your life in something eternal. These 10 rules are more than precepts. They are the foundation of a life unshackled by fear, distraction, and despair. Let us rise above the chaos, not through escape, but through mastery. The world may rage, but within, we stand firm, an unyielding flame against the winds of fate.